Welcome back to T3. I'm your host, Mr. U. We are in mock draft season and we're still doing NFL mock drafts. Today's draft team will be the New Orleans Saints. Where do I begin? Their needs allegedly are wide receiver, cornerback, and defensive line. Man, they need so much more than that. But guess what? They're hamstrung. They have probably the most dead money in the entire league. Their cap is over $50 to $55 million. So they're over the cap, and the cap is humongous right now, and they're over their cap. So they're actively trying to restructure at least 5 contracts that I read so far. But right now, they're at the bottom half of the league in total offense, points per game. They struggled. They started the season, Derek Carr was like a world beater in the first few games, and then all of a sudden, something just happened, and the roof well, I said the bottom fell out on the team, and they just started to look really, really bad. They had some bright spots here and there, I would say offensively, but honestly, things were looking really rough, and they need a lot of help. They don't have the money to get that help, so they're trying to get some bit players, so to speak, on their lines, and especially on the D line. A lot of guys are returning that are steady influences there. Brandon Cooks is back in New Orleans, so that's going to definitely help out Derek Carr. Because right now, this was all about Carr's in his last season, and all that money is front loaded and it's just sitting there. That's why they're trying to struggle to restructure it. But Chris Olave should be back healthy. Bub Means be backing him up. Rashid Shaheed should be there. Showed himself to be a deep threat for the most part last year. So he's going to need Olave, Cooks, and Shaheed to help him out a lot. Those guys are offensively talented, so that shouldn't be a problem. The O-line situation, they're going to need a lot of protection there to keep Carr upright. That hasn't been the case for him recently. Kamara should be back. Kendrick Miller should be backing him up again. But on top of that, the defensive line, outside of Cam Jordan and Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Reed, it looks pretty rough. I guess I can include DeMario Davis in there too. He's definitely a long-time veteran. He knows what he's doing. But beside that, it was pretty rough. So I want to try to go ahead and get into helping this helping this team out. It's not a pretty picture, but I'm gonna do my best to try to help this team get some wins today. So we're gonna help out the New Orleans Saints. We're going 3 rounds on this one and see if we can help them fill some needs at wide receiver, D-line, and cornerback. Honestly, if I can find a running back to kind of replace Kendrick Miller backing up Kamara to keep him healthy, I think I would do that. But we'll see where it lands. They're picking at 9 with their first pick. I'm not taking any of these nonsense trades today. We don't have time for that. So I'm looking at how we can really help these guys out. I'm not enthusiastic about the O-line. I know that that's not what they're posting as a need, but I feel like it will help Carr, because the more that Carr stays upright, the better off this team is going to be. So I recognize that they're not asking for that, but I'm going to try to help him out anyway. I'm going to look at guard first. This is a reach as far as spacing goes. And we are don't pick again until 40. I'm going to see if we can move some folks around. I'm going to take Membo here. This guy's a stud. He's a right tackle, so maybe I shouldn't take him. He looks decent as a run blocker and pass protector. Now I'm starting to have some doubts the more that I see here. You know what? Let's get Carr some help at wide receiver. I know that Shaheed is there, but I feel as though we got room to kind of expand this, and I don't know that we're set at wide receiver. Ted McMillan is sitting here. We're going to go ahead and take him. Big wide receiver, about 6'4". He's definitely going to get 50-50 balls every single time. He's a stud. There's some issues there that I think people talk about, but he has great hands, great body, great frame. He's not going to get out-muscled by anybody out there, especially anybody that's in the secondary. I think it helps Derek Carr out a lot and put some other guys like Cooks and Shaheed and Olave on alert. that they got a potential number one wide receiver on the team, and they're going to have to fight for their time. That's a good problem for Derek Carr to have because he needs all the weapons on the field that he can get the ball out of his hands quickly and get that ball in somebody's hand that can help the team out, because right now they're not looking good projection-wise, and who knows where they're going to finish in the division, but offense is going to probably be where they put all of their chips because of Derek Carr's contract and where they are as a franchise. So we got some wide receiver help, which is good. I want to try to look at either D-line or cornerback. So let's get out of offense and look at defense. Ooh. Syracuse sitting right there, but they don't really need that. But oh wow. He's gonna be hard to pass up. Oh, he's gonna be really hard to pass up. Wow. We're not picking again until 71. We got 4 picks in three rounds, which is really good. Can't pass on this guy. I mean, his sack production is something that I think the Saints don't really seem to be sitting on that kind of ability. Cam Jordan's awesome, man, but beside that, I think Syracuse will help this team and help the defense and get the ball back in Carr's hands on offense. So we're going to go with that. I know we're going outside of the knees, but that's what I do sometimes. I see things that sometimes we don't hear them talk about, and I'm going to go ahead and help them. So this is what we're doing. So at this point, I got 2 picks left, 71, 93. I want to try to get them some help in secondary. So, Darian Porter. I know a little bit about him. I kind of feel like he's the guy. He has the height. He has the speed. He has ball skills. He's great at tracking the ball. No problem there. I think it could just be an issue of, does he have the physical ability as far as, does he mind hitting and taking hits? Let's take a chance on him. Darian Porter out of Iowa State. We got 1 more pick left before we shut down the Saints draft. I think they're doing pretty good so far. Ted McMillan in Arizona at 9. Syracuse out of Boston College. I really like him a lot. Darian Porter out of Iowa State. Let's see how else we can help these guys. Let's see if we can help them out on offense. I'm really trying to find a running back for these guys. Oh, I didn't think about this because I know that Derek Carr is in his last year. And honestly, the chances of them bringing Derek Carr back on a new contract are almost slim to none. And Spencer Rattler is the guy that's left behind it. But honestly, do you view him as the guy that's going to take over this offense and lead the Saints to where they ideally want to be? I don't really feel that kind of confidence. So I'm going to try to help this team in any way possible. We know that tight end is a concern too, a little bit for me. Juwan Johnson is the number 1 right now, and Taysom Hill kind of plugs in. But I feel as though Taysom Hill, he's kind of one of those guys that he helps out in different areas. But right now he's injured. Let's take Mason Taylor here. I mean, he's great at the run game and the pass game. High IQ. He has the size you want. He has the athleticism you want. We're going to take him, help Derek Carr out. He needs all the weapons he can get. So we got Ted McMillan at number 9 out of Arizona, 6'4", just a wide receiver extraordinary, the prototype of what you want. Syracuse, edge rushing machine out of Boston College. Darian Porter, it's a solid quarterback. He's a cornerback. He's a ball hawker. He's a ball hawk. That's who you want. That's who they're going to need on their defense because of the strength of the front 7. And then Mason Taylor is going to give Derek Carr some much needed help at tight end, help balance out who they got going on with Juwan Johnson, and when Taysom Hill is healthy and comes back. But let me know what you think about this mock draft for the New Orleans Saints. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Hit us up on all of our social media platforms or on our YouTube channel. Hit me up with that grade. And please, while you're there, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much again. Have a fantastic day, guys.